Hello everybody, it's FarmSim Guy here, hope you're all doing well. We are on South Louisiana today by Louisiana Mapping, great little map. And we are going to look at the 20 mods that I have already found that I can't really live without in Farming Simulator 22. Now I will say, these aren't exclusive, they aren't the only 20 mods I can't live without. There are more and there are others, and there may be other videos further down the line. But here's 20 that just capture my attention. I tend to have installed in every single game that I play. So I thought I'd share them with you today, and hopefully you can, if you've not already heard of them, pick them up and check them out as well. Now they are in no particular order. They are all quality of life mods as well. So things that use scripts, things that make the game better, more immersive, more interesting, more fun, depending on what the mod is. They are all PC mods. Because they're all scripts, they are all PC mods. So unfortunately, console guys, these are only available on PC. Now I have avoided using vehicular mods in here today as well. So no tractors, no vehicles. I'll do that in a different video. But this was just the 20 mods that I literally have installed in my game saves every single time I start a new game. So without further ado, let's jump in and check them out. So we're going to jump in straight away and we are going to talk about Autodrive. Now, if you haven't used Autodrive or aren't aware of Autodrive, Autodrive is a way of creating road networks where you can automatically send vehicles down to different points. You can create start points, you can create waypoints. It's a fantastic tool. It's not the video to show you all the ins and outs of Autodrive. For that I would direct you towards my Autodrive tutorial. But it really is a way of automating many different elements of your farm. It works in tandem with other mods such as Courseplay, so that you can create different scenarios and work with them to help things become more efficiently on your farm. Especially if you're playing in single player mode, it means you can run multiple vehicles at once. You can have different things happening on the farm. You can actually create a fully automated farm if you want. They've done a fantastic job bringing this over to 22. It feels, looks and behaves very much like it did in FS19, and well worth checking out if you've never seen it before. The next mod we're going to talk about is, of course, the wonderful Courseplay. Now, anybody who has used Courseplay will know what a brilliant tool it is, and as head and shoulders above what you can do with the in-game helpers. Now, Courseplay has been redesigned from the ground up for FS22, and you can really notice the difference. I've certainly, from what I've used on it so far, very smooth. Still in beta stage at the moment, so there's a long way to go until it's fully finished, but they are continually adding new elements to it. There are updates regularly, and the differences in the way it handles multiple tools and things like combines are really noticeable. It's super slick. It has none of the issues that I felt maybe held it back slightly in 19 with excessive processor power and things like that. And it's done a great job of being available so soon in the life cycle of FS22. So there you go. Courseplay for FS22, a big improvement on what we had for 19. Now the next little mod we're looking at is called Grass Mowing by Loki79. Now, basically what this means is you can cut your grass at any stage of growth. In the base game you can only cut it in the final stage, so this allows you to cut it at any stage. Now there may be numerous reasons why you want to do this. It's possibly that you are running low on feed for your cattle or something like that, but basically what it does is it means you can mow your grass at any stage. Obviously there is a yield impact. There will be less grass if there's less grass growing when you cut it, but it might be something that just helps you get some extra feed in quickly to keep your cattle well fed. So there you go, nice little mod. That is Grass Mowing by Loki79. The next mod we're going to look at is, again, something that has cropped up in FS22 which needed to be resolved, and that is Repair and Paint Settings by Ragman2414. Now, one of the big complaints when FS22 came out were how exorbitant the prices for repair and repainting your tractor were. Now, this little tool gives you the option to adjust those prices down to something more manageable or more sensible. So within your game settings now, if you've installed this mod, you will see down at the bottom There are 4 options here for maintenance costs, the interval between maintenance as well, and then the same for paint costs and paint intervals. So you can drop these down in 25% increments to something that suits your gameplay better, or makes it feel like you're not completely crippling yourself every time you go to maintain or paint your tractor. Like I said, quality of life mod, very, very small, very, very clever, but well worth downloading. And while we're on the subject of additional settings, the next mod we're going to look at is Additional Game Settings by Rockstar. Now, Additional Game Settings drops in a whole plethora of different options into your game settings. It adds another icon into your main menu down the left hand side, and everything from being able to remove your HUD, being able to change your clock, different fade effects, being able to remove items from the shop from the base game, turning your tractor engine on and off in auto start mode, some nice smoothness triggers for your cameras as well, which is really nice, a little trailer HUD option, which is very nice if you want to see how full your trailer is, and even turning the deer off if you want to do that. So again, more options that are unlocked underneath the game code, but you don't have access to unless you've got this mod. So a really nice extra set of tools that are available to you. Now, another mod that makes a welcome return for FS22 is Lumberjack, again by Loki79. It really enhances what's available from the base game chainsaw basic tools. And having super strength on tap to be able to move things about is super, super helpful. Again, just really optimizes the amount of time it takes to do stuff. Again, speeds up the cutting down of the trees a little bit as well. And it's not just logging that it makes a lot easier as well. The fact that you've got super strength on tap by holding down the Alt button, if you get a tractor stuck or a trailer stuck, it's just something that allows you to move things quickly and tweak things if you ever get stuck. Very, very handy tool to have indeed. Another simple but super helpful mod is the Crop Growth Stage by Sven P. Now, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner here, you can see the growth stage has been added to the field info. So what it basically does, it will show you what stage your crops are at and how long you have to go until they are ready to harvest. Super helpful, really, especially when you've got long seasons on and you don't know what stage you're at, because the visual changes aren't as regular as you would expect to see them. It's really handy just to have that at a glance look at that. So that is Crop Growth Stage by Sven P. The next mod we're looking at is the Damage Bar Selection by Rival. This is a great little mod. I am absolutely loving this one. Basically what this does is shows you the level of damage on each implement that you have attached to your tractor. So at the moment, if you see in the top left hand corner here, we have the front weight selected. Now if you look down in the bottom right hand corner, you can see the spanner and the yellow bar showing you the amount of damage it has just on top of the fuel gauge there. Now if I switch using G to the mower at the back, you can see there that the mower is under 50%. And that is brilliant to see, something that it was hard to fathom in 19. You always had to go in and manually check that stuff, so great to have a visual representation straight away whenever you need it on screen. Great little mod this, so simple but so effective at helping you manage your machinery. Great job. Now the next mod we're going to look at is By Production Inputs by Rear Modding. Now this is a great addition to the base game, because basically let's look at something like cakes in your productions. Now you may only be harvesting wheat or barley for flour. You may not have sugar, milk, egg, any of the other things there, but you still want to make cakes. Now you have the option to be able to click on any of the incoming materials here and click the buy button. Now you can buy small amounts. If you click on it again, you can buy double that, and you can keep going with this as many times as you want. If you keep adding it in, it doubles it each time you add it in. So you can very quickly buy the elements that you don't have for your intended output without having to go to the hassle of setting down greenhouses or starting a dairy farm to get the eggs, the milk, the butter, the strawberries, whatever else you need. So very helpful, very useful for things like corn drying on some of the map, like South Louisiana has corn dryer. Here, if you need to buy your propane, instead of having to buy a tanker and shipping it across the map. Of course you can do that if you want to play that way, but if you just want to get some propane in there quickly and get that sorted, you can do that, and it will start to top up and start your grain dryer running. There you go, brilliant, brilliant little mod. Now, I don't know about any of you guys, but in FS19, as soon as it went dark, I pretty much downed tools for the rest of the night because you just couldn't see enough to get the job done. So the next mod, Increase Light Range by Rival, solves that for FS22, and it's absolutely brilliant. Now, if I turn on all the lights on this tractor, you can see, it's virtually daylight. It's absolutely brilliant. So you can see a lot more, you can get a lot of work done, and it's really, really pleasing to work in the dark now, which was a real challenge in 19. So I love this mod. It's a mod that I've started to use a lot, and my amount of night work that's going on has gone up incredibly. Again, a simple mod, but great to see the modders thinking about what players are needing and wanting and giving it to them. Superb stuff. The next mod is just another mod that adds an element of realism that was missing beforehand, especially in FS19. Now, if you see the tractor driving around the field here, you can see those tyre tracks being left in the field. Now, in the past, if you then switched this to an AI helper, or you switched it to Autodrive or Courseplay, it would not leave any tyre tracks. Yes, it's a very small thing, and yes, it doesn't make a big difference in the grand scheme of things, but if you're into immersive play and you just, those little things bug you, this is a lovely little mod which adds that extra element of realism to your gameplay. So let's jump in here. There's our little tractor. We are going to create a little job. We're just going to do a go-to now, and we're going to put something over here, and we're going to hit start job. Now he's going to start moving across the field, and like you see there, the tyre tracks continue to remain behind him. Without this mod, they would not be there. So a lovely little, again, quality of life mod. It just makes things look and feel a little bit more authentic. So again, a brilliant job from Viper. He's been around a long time and come up with some brilliant mods over the years. So another really, really nice, subtle mod to add to the list. Now the next mod, I think you'll know, I am a massive fan of this mod, but this is guidance steering from Wopster. Now if you want something that helps you keep super straight lines in your field and keep your efficiency as high as possible, this is the mod that keeps on delivering. It was brilliant in 19, I would say it's even better in 22. The whole interface has been redesigned and fits in with the in-game menus brilliantly now, and it is as efficient as ever. So if you love this mod in 19, I would strongly recommend you check it out in 22. If you have never used it before and you're on PC, why not? This is a game changer in terms of efficiency and management of your crops. You can get through things a lot quicker, and again, it helps you if you're playing multiplayer and playing with your friends to really, really get through a lot of work in a very short amount of time, and it is just really, really fun. Combine it with something like headland management, you've got a really interesting setup. Okay, there you go, guidance steering by Wopster. Can't beat it. Now if we want to talk about quality of life mods, Power Tools by Wurzel is probably the go-to mod for that. It replaces Easy Dev Tools that was a staple, I think, in everybody's mod folder in FS19, and in essence it does a lot of the same things that Easy Dev used to do. We can spawn objects, pallets, things like that, whatever we want. We can use flight mode, we can turn on super strength, we can turn our toggle, our HUD on and off, we can add and remove money, we can save game on the fly, and we can actually get out of the game and exit to menu as well. He's still developing this and adding new things in all the time, which is great to see, but a very helpful suite of tools that can really help you if you're setting up a new game, or you're working on a multiplayer server, or you're just setting things up like I do as a YouTuber for getting videos ready and things set up. It's just brilliant to have this stuff at your fingertips. So that is Power Tools by Wurzel, a brilliant mod, and I know a lot of you out there really swear by this. So check it out if you haven't got it already. The next mod is Chopped Straw by Nico73 Modding. Now this is a great little tool which really cuts down the amount of fertilization you need to do in a field. So I'm literally going to run over this now and give you a little bit of a demo of what it does. Now, if you are combining and you have your swath of your straw out, you will see that it leaves a line of straw behind the combine, which you can pick up with a baler. Now if we jump into the menus for a second, we can see that the fertilised state of this field is 0. There is no fertilisation on this field at all. Now obviously we've dropped a swath behind us. Now if I turn the swath off and we set the combine to spread the straw, so we're chopping the straw and leaving it on the field to be turned under for the next time it is ploughed or cultivated under, we get a nice strip of straw across the ground. Now in the past that would have just left that as straw on the ground, but now it delivers it as a dose of fertilizer to your field. So save you some money, save you some time. You can utilize that to give yourself fertilization on your fields. Great thing to see and a very, very handy tool to have available to you. So there you go, Chop Straw by Nico73 Modding. Another mod that makes a welcome return for FS22 and was a staple of mine in FS19 is Store Deliveries, again by Viper GTS 96. And quite simply, this mod allows you to purchase your vehicles but get them delivered to wherever you would like on the map. Quite simply, you press your left shift and alt button and the S button to set where you would like your store deliveries to arrive, and then you can just go into your menus, you can purchase whatever you like, hit the buy button, and for a small delivery fee you can have the tractor delivered anywhere on the map. A brilliant, super helpful mod that cuts down so much time when setting up a new game save or setting up multiplayer maps and things like that. It's brilliant. So strongly recommend this one. It's a great tool to have in your arsenal. The next mod, again, another one that's made a welcome return from FS19, is the Realistic Cab View by Loki79 again. And this basically limits your rotation to just over 180 degrees. You can't spin around through 900 degrees in your cockpit, which, again, obviously, if you're a human being, you wouldn't be able to do anyway. But the other nice thing that it does is allows you, by pressing the left shift button, to peek anywhere over your front or rear. So it's brilliant for checking if you're aligned with implements behind your cab, or just generally moving about and having a look at stuff. I really like how it works again in combines. And we're back in the case here, and you can see just how much visibility it gives you. There you go, hidden by the monitors and stuff, but you can really see the header there, which is great. Just a really helpful little tool to have available to you. So there you go, Realistic Cab View by Loki79. The next mod is Paint and Terraform Anywhere. Now, unless you own the land, it's very difficult to change and adapt that land without this mod, and especially there are elements of the map that are next to roads and things like that, or where there's buildings on that you don't own, that it's very difficult to edit the ground terrain without this mod installed. So let's jump in with this installed and show you what it is capable of. So we are in the top corner of the map here, away from anything we own. None of these fields are owned, none of this ground is owned around us. And what we can do now with this is, if we go into the edit mode here and into landscaping, we can adjust the size of this, but we can start to raise and lower ground as we see fit, even though we don't own any of this land now. Without the mod installed, it wouldn't allow you to do this. And again, now you've got the option to paint things like the car park. So there you go, another mod that's well worth having in your folder. Just helps that flexibility with the stuff that you want to do on the map without having to worry about what you can and can't adjust. So there you go, Paint and Terraform Anywhere by Modelaker. Brilliant mod. Now the next mod is one that builds on what's already in the game, and that is Create Fields with Cultivator, again from Wopster. Now we've got three options here. We've got a standard cultivator here, we have got a disc harrow here, and we have also got a power harrow, because that's how flexible this is. It opens up so many options with so many different tools. It's brilliant from that perspective, and it works exactly the same as creating fields using a plough does, but To be honest, I'm not sure how many people use plows these days compared to how they used to in the old days, so this just gives you more flexibility to play the game how you want. Let's just jump to the map, and you can see we are here on the map. This is not part of a field, so if I pull forward now, you'll see nothing happens. Now if I go to the menu and hit the Y button, allow create fields, as you would with the plow, it will now create a field, or create a field edge. So simple as that. So you can cut your own fields wherever you want, you can combine fields together however you see fit. Now, like I said, I did want to show that this is also an option for disc and power harrows, so let's just connect this up here, and exactly the same thing. Connect it up, let's reverse it back slightly, but again, drop this into the ground without it switched on. For this tool, you'll see you get this. Hit the Y button again, obviously a different texture because it's a different type of implement, but there you go, that is with your disc harrow. And finally, if we just go and grab this over here, you can do the same with the power harrow. So a very, very helpful tool, very handy tool. Saves you having a ploughed texture if that's not what you want, and it allows you to create your own fields your own way. So power harrow, so a PTO powered thing, not working, hit the Y button, instantly you get the option to create field edges using the harrow. And you jump into the map again here, and as you can see there, we have got the markings showing that that ground is now being turned into usable field area. Now our penultimate mod is Sleep Anywhere. Now I don't know about you guys, but the hassle of going back to your house and coming up to the door and clicking on it, for me, is a little bit of a hassle a lot of the time, especially when you're out in the middle of a field and you just want to pick up where you left off the next day. So this little mod is brilliant to help you out with that, and all you need to do here is press Shift and Z, and you get the option to choose when you want to wake up. You hit the sleep button, and that is you. You'll skip through time, and you will wake up in exactly the same place as you went to sleep the night before. And there you go, it is 9 o'clock the following morning, as I'd set. You can see the time has jumped overnight, and we are back where we started from. Again, quality of life, ease of use, just another option available to you. Simple but effective. So that's the Sleep Anywhere mod by Ian898. Great little mod. And last but by no means least, the Real Dirt Colour by Viper GTS 96 yet again is back for FS22. Now, one thing that I really loved about this in 19 was the fact that it changed the colour of the tyres to whatever ground you were working on, be that grass, be that using lime and everything going white. It is a lot more subtle this time and takes longer to apply, but actually I think that is a nice touch and it works really well. But again, just if you're into immersion, if you're into realism, if you're into those subtle things that make the game look really good, this is another one you would want to have in your mod folder. It just sits there, very small mod, and it just adds just an extra element of quality to the output of the game, and an element of realism that unfortunately is missing in the base game. So there you go, Real Dirt Colour by Viper GTS 96, looking really good. So there you have it, folks. 20 of the mods that I honestly can't live without in 22 already. Now, there are others, that isn't an exhaustive list. There are so many good mods out already, we are spoilt for choice. If you like those, let me know in the comments below. Equally, if there's mods that you can't live without in FS22, I'd love to hear what those are as well, and maybe there's some that I haven't found out about yet as well. So let me know, and I will certainly check those out. If you've liked this vid, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll be doing more of these vids in the future, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have got in your mod folders as well. So for now, from me, the Farm Sim Guy, thank you very much as always for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.